Today on the channel, San Diego Comic-Con 2026 is in a matter of days, and today on the channel, I'm counting down my top 10 most wanted classified figures I hope we see at San Diego Comic-Con.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, back again with another top 10 countdown of the G.I. Joe variety as we're days away from San Diego Comic-Con 2026, and I figured it would be a perfect time to update my top 10 most wanted figures from the G.I. Joe classified line. Stuff I hope we see in the cases, maybe in the reveal, in the presentation, maybe somewhere, maybe a Walmart Target exclusive, whatever it is. I hope we see it. Some of these I think have a possibility. Some of these I'm not going to hold my breath for, and we're going to talk about it here. But of course, this is my list. Of course, put your list in the comments down below. We start at number 10. We work our way to number 1. Number 1 being my most wanted G.I. Joe classified figure. And we've done these videos in the past, and every time we do them, the next reveals, things get crossed off. So I'm hoping a few of these at least will be crossed off for 2026 San Diego Comic-Con. We'll keep our fingers crossed, but we're going to begin the countdown. Number 10. All right, we begin the countdown here at number 10. And number 10, we're starting off hot with one of those Animal 2-packs that I personally love so much. But this time, we're going to the Cobra side, more specifically, the Iron Grenadier side. You probably know where this one's going. A childhood favorite of mine. We're going to the Iron Grenadiers. We're going to Voltar and his turkey vulture. Yes, the turkey vulture. I have those in my backyard. There's a huge field back there, and you always see them kind of just hovering about, but I always thought Voltar was a very cool looking guy. I love the kind of mechanical eye there. I love the color pattern on him, and a little extra firepower, a little extra mercenaries to the Iron Grenadiers team. Be very, very cool to get this one, and I could see 2027, one of those Animal 2-packs of this one. They'll make that bird just massive. It'll be a Thunderbird. You're exactly right, Tom McFarlane. We'll see what happens there. But Voltar, an all-timer, comes in on the list at number 10. Countdown continues at number 9. And number 9, we head straight to the swamps. We head to Muskrat. Of course, Muskrat, a popular performer on the G.I. Joe team, something like that. But I loved him back in the day in my G.I. Joe playing days. He had that backpack that was also like a surfboard, boogie board that he would use. And then he had that big old machete. Playing all the hits for me there. A very cool, unique character that I think would translate very well into the classified line. A deep cut, but not the deepest cut. He's one of those guys maybe you forgot about, but you see the image, you're like, oh yeah, Muskrat. How can I forget about him? I would like to see him in the classified line. He comes in, number 9. Next up at number 8, probably going to end up being a Hasbro Pulse exclusive if it ever does come out. This is one of those grandma vehicles. We always talk about it. Your grandma, she loves you. She's not going to get you just a figure. She's not going to buy you the aircraft carrier. But you know what? She'll get you a little vehicle with a figure in it. And that's where Zanzibar and his skiff comes into play. Loved that one as a kid. Another Dreadnought. We love building teams. We love getting Dreadnoughts. This is one we want to see in the vehicle department. Give us the real hair like a young Ninja Force, I guess, with him as well. But a pirate, I'm here for it. I loved this figure back in the day. I've been wanting this one for 3 years now. I think on the channel I've had these in these lists. Hopefully this is my year. Would be a perfect Pulse exclusive, like I said. Heck, I'll take Target, Walmart. I don't care. I'm not picky. We'll see where it ends up going there. But Zanzibar and his skiff coming in at number 8. It rolls on to number 7. And number 7, two of the most iconic characters on the Cobra side, of course. It's twins. Yes, the Crimson Guard twins. The Crimson Twins. Tomax and Xamot coming in at number 7. Now, we've had them a couple of times, but it's time to get them in their suits, the briefcase, the money, some weapons along the way. A beautiful 2-pack. Once again, could be a fan channel exclusive, could be a Pulse exclusive. Heck, we'll take a store exclusive as long as we get it. Always loved them in their suits in the cartoon. And as a kid, I always wished I had them in suits, which is kind of weird as a kid. But I think that is the natural progression. And I have to imagine if we ever get more of them, that will be the way they end up going. We'll see where it goes. I feel like the Joe team needs some suits as well, so maybe you get some reuse along the way with those figures. We'll see what happens there, but would love to see Xamot and Tomax in their suits coming in. Number 7. Next up in number 6, it's all about the Right of Might, and this is a deep cut character a little bit, almost like a Muskrat, where a lot of people do remember him when they see him, but the Right of Might means one thing, that means Salvo. Love Salvo, a heavy gunner, grenade launcher, missile launcher guy, a big bruiser on the team that didn't mess around. Kind of like Roadblock is kind of how he always was for me. He was a big, beefy guy that would throw down at a moment's notice. But I always loved that shirt. And it's ridiculous. I'm sure if I go to Etsy or something, somebody's got a Right of Might shirt like that. I need one of those in my wardrobe. I need to look at that. Hopefully I remember that later. But I just always loved him. I always left the helmet on, though. I didn't like him being bald as a kid for some reason. I'm not sure. Nothing against bald people, Todd McFarlane. And some of the greatest people I know are bald. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but trust me, there's some great bald people out there. Tully Savalas, you're dating yourself, Todd McFarlane. But Salvo is a fun one. I love that helmet. You'd have the removable helmet. You'd have the big weapon launcher, rocket launcher going on. You'd have his pistol. You'd have his other gun. Maybe a couple other accessories along the way. Could see him as a deluxe figure, much like Heavy Duty. Maybe even some reuse with that. We'll see where it goes. But Salvo was a favorite of mine at the end of my Joe playing days. Always enjoyed it. Would love it in the classified line. That's why he comes in. Number 6. It's the halfway point of the countdown. You got your list together. Put it in the comments down below. And of course, don't forget to like this very video. Always helps the channel. Subscribe to the channel. And remember, next week is San Diego Comic-Con 2026. I will have toy news videos almost every single day once San Diego Comic-Con begins, doing coverage, of course. So be on the lookout for the content here on the channel. Make sure you subscribe, all that fun stuff. But it's time for the number 5 selection. And this time, we're hunting for the Spark. Isn't that what it was called, Todd? The Spark? You do a lot of Spark. And we'll never forget the only bad guy that actually killed somebody in G.I. Joe. And I think it was during the Deke years, Todd. You know about hunting for the Deke, of course. But it was during the Deke years, and it was a very special G.I. Joe episode. I'll never forget as a kid, Deke was not on in my area. They didn't play it. I was very disappointed as a kid. As a little kid, you're always hunting for the Deke, as we do know. Didn't get to watch it, but then one crazy Saturday afternoon, I'm flipping channels, and there's the Deke G.I. Joe, and I'm like, what is this? And it was a very special drug episode where we are introduced to the Headman, of course, who did kill someone. He actually killed someone in that episode with a drug overdose. Can you believe it? But he also got, of course, Falcon hooked up on the Spark. Falcon, a drug addict? Not shocked. Doesn't fall far from the family tree, as a lot of people don't know that actually Duke sold Scarlet to Snake Eyes for drugs. Yes, he did, and Snake Eyes doesn't do drugs. I'm not saying that, but he'll get drugs if it gets him Scarlet, and that's what happened. Fact check it all you want. It's the truth, let me tell you. But I shouldn't be shocked that somebody like Falcon that is around with Duke. And we know about Duke. I could rattle off his rap sheet right now if I had to, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. Check out other videos. But unfortunately, Falcon got on the Spark, and I think Duke first introduced that Spark, I'd have to imagine. Duke, just one of the greatest drug traffickers of all time, as we've learned many a times. His dad's a Hydro Viper. We learned that this week. Check out the Hydro Viper review. But the Headman is coming, I believe. I think Sundown and the Headman got some unfinished business, if I'm not mistaken. So I think this one is a bit of a layup. I don't know if it'll come this year. I don't know if it'll be revealed. Hopefully it is, but we'll see where it goes in the future. A bit of a mobster kind of look to him, but very unique, very different. One I am definitely here for. Cannot wait for the day the Headman finally comes. He comes in here at number 5. We're down to the final 4. We're down to the final 4 most wanted as far as my list goes. Once again, let me know your list in the comments. But I tell you what, I tell you guys all the time. I talk these Duke stories. I tell these Duke truths all the time. But I am a man of the people in a lot of ways. In some ways, maybe not. But I call it like I see it. I tell it like it is. And I'm not biased. I'm not biased in any way, because guess who's coming in at number 4? It's my boy Flint. Now, naturally, you would assume, and we know what happens when you assume, Todd McFarlane, that Flint would be number 1. People say, oh, Kyle, Flint, Flint, Flint. I love Flint. Love all Flint varieties. Doesn't mean I let that blind me. I don't wear those Flint blinders. I look at the truth. I look at what needs to be done. And that's why Flint's coming in at number 4. But what Flint, you say? Well, we're going to the Eco Warriors Flint. And I'll never forget, as a little kid, I got Eco Warriors Flint on Christmas Day. I was so sick with the flu, throwing up left and right. I barely had the energy to muster up the strength to open up that Flint, but I rallied. I had to do it for my boy Flint. But I always enjoyed the Eco Warriors, kind of around the Captain Planet time frame and stuff. Everybody loved the Earth back then. It was all about recycling. Let me tell you, it was a wild thing in the 90s. People still recycle now. But I swear, in elementary school when I was a kid, they just beat us over the head with it all the time. It's like, I get it. We know. Here's the recycling. Yes, oh, scrap paper. Put it in there. We're going to save the Earth one by one. It was a whole thing. A little bit of fiasco, I think. There was some fiasco there. I'm going to do an embedded coverage on that one on the channel one of these days. The scam of recycling in elementary schools in the 80s and 90s. That's what we're going to do. Stay tuned. But Flint Eco Warrior is a must-have for me. I'm here for the Eco Warriors. I thought that was a fun subset. A lot of cool stuff at the time. Gotta have Flint, though. He's the leader of the Eco Warriors, leader of Tiger Force, the true leader of G.I. Joe. You can't have Flint not on one of these lists. He comes in at number 4. The top spot and number 3, we're sticking with the Eco Warriors theme. This is another one I've been wanting for a long time. It is one Cesspool. Cesspool, disfigured, scarred face, crazy eye, horror elements, playing all the hits for Kyle as a little kid. I thought he was a very cool character. We got him part of the G.I. Joe subscription club back in the day, but it's time for him to enter the arena of the classified series. If they want to do a 2-pack with Flint, sign me up. I'll take that as well. Love the idea of Cesspool in the classified line. Love the idea of the Eco Warriors. Get Flint, get Cesspool, and we're off to the races. Sign me up at Cesspool at number 3. My final two selections for my most wanted G.I. Joe classified list for San Diego Comic-Con. Now, there's been a swell of people wanting this one. There was even people at San Diego Comic-Con last year handing out stickers. I think trying to get the masses involved. And guess what? It won me over. I had this character as a kid. I loved him. Him and Sergeant Slaughter were quite the tag team. My G.I. Joe fed his muscle. Who are we talking about? We're talking about William Refrigerator Perry, the Fridge. He was a classic Joe back in the day. It seemed like everybody sent in their flag points to get the Fridge, but he was a fun one to have as a kid. It would be a fun one in the classified series. I would imagine they'd make him a deluxe figure, maybe a fan channel exclusive. I'm not sure, but this needs to happen in the classified series. I'm sure there's legalities with the Fridge and all that, his family and himself, you know, trying to get everything going. I'm not sure, but I think the Fridge died, if I'm not mistaken. Did he? We'll have to fact check that. I don't know, but the Fridge doing tough man competitions after football. But I would say in this day and age, in a lot of ways, outside of Chicago, of course, and maybe was he in New Orleans or Rams or something? I forget where he played. But most people remember him from G.I. Joe, which is pretty darn wild, and would be pretty darn cool if we could get that one. Almost would be a great San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. We know that's not true, but we'll see what happens. But the Fridge on a lot of top want lists. Now he's up at the top of mine at number 2, which means there can only be one. Eagle-eyed viewers, longtime viewers of the channel, you're going to know my number 1 selection. I've talked about it numerous times, but it's official. It is number 1. What is it? Stay tuned. All right, we've hit the top spot. We've hit the number 1 selection. Once again, put your list in the comments down below. Subscribe, like the channel, videos, all that kind of fun stuff I always tell you to do. There you go. But here we are at number 1. I've been calling for this one for so long. I even talked to Lenny when he was on the G.I. Joe team last year at the Hasbro breakfast. We talked for about 45 minutes about just this very character. It was at the top of his list. Did he get work on it? Did he get it done? Well, we'll find out at San Diego Comic-Con one way or the other. Who is number 1? It's the figure I thought for sure would be the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive this year. Who knows? Maybe it'll be the back half exclusive for the conventions they do for the fall. Maybe. But it is Globulus, Cobra Law. He's the missing piece of the puzzle. We need that desperately in the collection. I am hoping we get a render reveal, something, or a tease that say more coming soon. Something like that at San Diego Comic-Con 2026. Because we got the Cobra Law team, but we're missing a crucial element, a crucial member of that team. That is old Burgess Meredith, Globulus himself. As usual, I want 2 heads. I want one head with the dagger in the eye. I want the worm crawling around. I want his cocoon. I want the long snake tail. I want the whole kit and caboodle. Make it a $100 figure. I don't care. I'm getting the Globulus for my collection. Loved it as a kid. I love it now. We need it in the classified series line. My gut tells me if I was a betting man, we're probably not going to get anything with it this go around. But man, oh man, if they do just a tease at the end, like a picture of the tail coming soon, more soon, I'd be a happy man and I'd count that one. So there it is. That's my top 10 most wanted G.I. Joes as we near San Diego Comic-Con 2026. Be very interested to hear who you want to see in your top 10 list. Put it in the comments down below. I'm sure you're just like me. You got some Muskrats, some characters like that you want to see. Put it in the comments. Be interested to hear what you guys do think. So, interesting times ahead. Fingers crossed it's great. We'll see what ends up happening. Wouldn't be shocked to see more Arctic Troopers. I almost put them on the list. I would love to see an Arctic Cobra Commander, Dr. Mindbender, and some other Arctic stuff to go along with kind of the theme of the year and with the snowcat and everything. I will call it the theme. Would have loved to see that. I left that off the list because I feel like it's a layup, but we'll see what happens there. Once again, stay tuned to the coverage. Subscribe to the channel. We'll cover it all from San Diego Comic-Con 2026 here in just a couple of days. So for top 10 most wanted G.I. Joe classified figures, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna...
Goodbye! What are we doing?